Corinthian leather. Oh yeah. Let's start off this project with a bit of leather. This is a side of leather, in other words, one side of the cow, a very, very flexible 6-ounce, fairly thick, but very nice feeling designer leather. I got it from Tandy Leather, but you can also get the same thing on Amazon. I'm ripping down a piece for this that is actually 25 inches by 47 inches long. I come to find out later 25 inches is too wide and I should have made it 23, but oh well. So first thing I need to do is actually fold in 5 inches along either side, basically creating a pocket liner for the roll. And then every 2.5 inches I come in with a square and draw a line with a pin. This is fine because the stitching will cover the line that I'm making, but for now, oh well. At the very top of each line I am putting in a 1/8 inch hole. This is where the rivet will go. And then from that 1/8 inch hole down I have this stitching that will actually put in a 1/16 inch hole evenly spaced, and each of these puts in 4 holes, making it very easy to sew up the side. And then a rivet at the top is what keeps the string from coming loose. This takes a good bit, as there were 40 lines in between these, making 38 pockets total in this particular roll. You can make these whatever length you want, and it's fairly flexible to your needs, but I wanted one that was a little larger than normal. So I'm slowly working down each of these, putting in all of these holes, getting everything ready for stitching. This process took a little longer than expected because there are a lot of holes, but that's okay. Now it's time for sewing. I come in through the rivet hole as I want the end of the string to actually be in between the 2 pieces of fabric through the rivet hole. And it's a very, very simple stitch. I just go in one hole and then back up through the next one and then in the next hole. And so I'm basically putting a stitch every other hole until I get to the bottom. And then I reverse and then stitch all the way back up through every other hole so that there's a stitch going all the way through it, and finish by going out through the rivet hole. Now both strings come out through the rivet hole. I can actually put a rivet through that hole, put a cap on the other side, and when I smash down this rivet, it pinches those in place. And this way I'm not messing with a knot at the top, and it holds it extremely well. I don't have to mess with anything in the future, and I don't have to worry about the string coming loose, and the appearance of having a knot disappears. It gets a very, very clean look. A couple strikes of the hammer, and the rivet is down nice and flat. I can just take some scissors and trim off the string that sticks up excess through the top, and I have a really nice clean looking line. I do one of those every 2.5 inches so that there's enough space for the handle to go in. Now about this point I realized I made a mistake and made it too wide. As you can notice, the tip of the chisel is just barely reaching the other side, which is almost hitting the rivet. Not very good. I need the tip to actually go through a lot farther. I need to take about 2 inches off. So I cut this right down the middle so that when I put a chisel through, now the tip is in the middle of the other side, much like it should be. So I need to sew these 2 pieces back together, and just like I did with the pockets, I'm going to be putting 2 lines all the way down it from end to end. At either end I start with an 1/8 inch for a rivet, and then I come in with the stringing holes, 1/16 inch, and I continue all the way down. Just like with all the pockets, I sew it up and put a rivet in either end. And there you go. You can slide all of the chisels in, and they fit fairly nicely. Now I have a roll, but I need a way to actually keep the roll closed, and so I'm going to be making this strip that comes off of one end, and this strip can then wrap around the roll to hold it together. It is 1.5 inches wide, and I believe mine was about 32 inches long. I just made it as long as I had. And then I'm securing it with 4 rivets right into one end of the roll. And this then can roll up, and the strap then goes around the roll so that it cannot come loose. A very simple design, but works extremely well. As with this leather, there's a little bit of flexibility it tends to hold in place. I can just tuck it back into a previous loop, and now I have a solid roll that is ready to go and take with me wherever I want to be. At the very end of this, I actually just wanted to put my logo. I rounded off the end so it was a half circle, and I really like how that came out with just using the branding iron to make it look right. really, really like how that came out. And I am looking forward to this. I have a few slots left in it, but I will fill those out very quickly here. And who knows, I might need to make another one. But yeah, happiness. There's my tool roll. This will actually allow me to hold up to 38 chisels, and it is most of my collection. I'm going to be getting a few more in the future, and I'm loving how this came out. It's a great way to quickly wrap everything up and take it on the go all in one place. And when I need it, I can just roll it out on the bench and use the chisels as I need. And then when I want it stored, it's there. It's all one piece, all ready to go, and I'm in love with it. I even left the brand from the cow on here. I just like the way it came out. The leather feels good. I don't expect it to stay clean. I'm going to be using it. It's going to get dirty, and that's perfectly fine. Another question I'm going to get quite a bit is, why did you leave it with the blades out? And there are two parts to that. Number one, eventually the blades, if I put them into the pocket, the blade would dig out the pocket. Number two, they are actually now protected because they go in the crook, so that the tip won't touch anything other than the outside of the leather, which is extremely soft. And so they will never touch each other, they'll never touch a rivet, and they're safe that way. And the other big thing, and the reason why I have the blades out, is when I want to use them, I'm going to be looking at the blade itself and seeing which one do I want, and I can pick it that way. Whereas if I have all of the handles sticking out, I have no idea what chisel this is because it's just the handle. So it becomes more difficult to choose which one I want, and I find I'm taking it in and out more. So that's why I leave the blade out. Yeah, other than that, I'm in love with this thing. It is a fantastic roll, and I'm looking forward to using it quite a bit here. I am going to be doing several carving videos coming up. I want to do a few, basic carving, as well as some more in-depth relief carving. I'm thinking about doing some on the dresser project and a few other things like that, as well as my wooden shoes. I'm going to carve them completely. So those are a few videos coming up in the future, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you like this. This is a fun tool for me, and one I'm looking forward to using quite a bit in the future. If you'd like to see links to some of the supplies and tools, you can look in the description below. Also, if you like the video, please hit like and go ahead and smash that subscribe button. I want to say an incredible thank you to the patrons on Patreon. You guys are phenomenal, and the reason why this channel is still here today. If you'd like to be a part of that group, you can click the link over here. Also, feel free to check out one of my other videos. You might find something you like there. And until next time, have a wonderful day.